We return, and we've got Senator Dan Lauwers, a Republican of Brockway, on the line. He represents the 25th Senate District. That is most of Michigan's thumb. That's Huron County, Sanilac County, St. Clair County, and the northeast corner of Macomb, if I'm correct. And he is chair of the Environment and Technology Committee in the Senate. He's vice chair of Insurance and Banking, and he serves on 4 other committees. Senator Dan Lauwers, thanks for being our guest.
It's my pleasure, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning. Look, I want to ask you about horse racing and gambling and your role in that legislation. But first, I just want to ask you about this auto insurance rate reform bill that passed the Senate this week, and then the House passed its own version, and now you got to reconcile differences between the two, and the governor is hovering in the background, threatening a veto over either one of these bills, and I'm just kind of curious what your reaction to this whole situation is right now.
Well, my reaction is this is probably been the number one issue, most commonly brought up at every door on the campaign trail and every town hall meeting for the last 6 years, 7 years now, almost for me. And families in Michigan are just at a point where auto insurance has become unaffordable, and the call for change has been loud and been heard. And so really by introducing some more market forces similar to what we have in our life insurance policies and our home policies is really what we've done there, is giving people choice to select the level of insurance that they think is most appropriate for their point in life, and I'm hopeful that we'll get this resolved. I think the House took clear steps to accommodate the governor's wishes by adding more flexibility and by directing that terms described as redlining or inaccurate measures being used to qualify a person's risk factor be addressed. And so I'm really hopeful that we can gain the governor's support on the package, because people want it and they need it. I have 3 young drivers in my family and 7 vehicles, and so I have a very vested interest in seeing this reform succeed.
Yeah, listen, I'd like to talk to you more about it, but I want to get to the subject of horse racing and gambling in general. You've introduced a bill, as I understand it, Senate Bill 12, involving horse racing. I think some people, or most people in Michigan, know at this point that horse racing is in bad shape in Michigan. There's only one track left, Northville Downs, harness racing. No thoroughbred racing going on in the state at all. 3 decades ago, there were 7 tracks in operation around Michigan. Now it's down to 1. I know over in the House, Representative Brant Iden has a big package on gaming, which includes a lot of things, but included in it is not only attention to casino-style gaming, but other gaming options such as fantasy sports, charitable gaming, and horse racing. But you've got a standalone bill there that you've introduced, and maybe there's a Brant Iden type copy Senate bill that I'm unaware of that you can tell me about that covers more than just horse racing. But what's going on here, and what are the prospects for anything being done? Because twice in the last 5 or 6 years, the legislature passed a gambling bill, including some stuff in it for horse racing, and Governor Snyder vetoed both of them. So we don't know what Governor Whitmer is going to do. So what's going on?
Well, what's happening, and you're right on in your assessment there, included in the package of what we refer to as iGaming. So it's using the internet, using your cell phones is really what it gets down to. Is a bill that Dr. Hank Walpel, House Representative, who's a veterinarian doctor, very experienced in horse racing, has been included in that package. It's his bill, and so we are a part of that discussion, and really it amounts to the way people place bets today has moved from like the way people shop quite often, from going to the store and buying your item to using your phone to search it out, or your computer to search it out ahead of time and making that transaction. And that's what people are doing today in horse racing quite often. They are able to place their wager on their phone, just using the convenience of their cell phone, as opposed to walking up to the tote machine, as we call them in the horse tracks, and placing that bet. And that's really probably the largest part of what has caused the demise of horse racing in our state. People like their convenience, and they're using it, but unfortunately in Michigan, our laws do not allow that to happen. And so what happens is people are placing bets. They're quite frankly not legal in the state, but they're placing bets, and the track is not benefiting. The horse is not benefiting the owners, the people who support that industry with the hay and the straw, and the guys who muck out the stalls. So we're just trying to catch up to the technology with this package and allow people to legally place their bets on horse racing within our state, using their cell phone or using a computer.
If you legalized internet cell phone betting, how much do you think it would increase the so-called handle for horse racing in Michigan? I mean, how much could legally be recognized by comparison to what's being bet on horses now in Michigan?
Well, what we're seeing from other states that have already taken this step is it's hundreds of millions. So it's really it's a huge opportunity, and it's really the single best opportunity for maintaining horse racing in our state. As you said, we're down to one track, and that track even has an option to be sold at this point, pending. So the passage of these measures is probably going to determine whether we continue to have horse racing in our state or not. It's that simple.
Was there anything in the gambling legislation that passed late last year that Governor Snyder vetoed more for horse racing beyond cell phone betting? Was there anything more in there for horse racing?
No, that was all it was limited to, and actually, we understand that the only reason it was vetoed had to deal with some of the internet gaming provisions for casino style betting, was not really related to the horse betting part of it, but because of a tie bar, when one went down, our horse bill was rejected as well. So I think that Chairman Iden has been working hard with the casino and with the governor's office to make sure that they've got those issues resolved. And if that is the case, then I think the support is there. The consternation at this point is really over taxes, and in particular, lottery, Michigan Lottery, which operates through cell phones and internet style lottery participation, is concerned that they may see a decrease in the amount of lottery wagers, I guess, if you will, because of this. And so that's the holdup at this point, and they're working hard to resolve that so that we don't see a negative response to the school aid fund, which benefits directly from the money that is transacted for lottery.
Do you see your bill getting a hearing soon, and do you think the prospects for either this bill or maybe Representative Vaupel's bill over in the House going somewhere in this session?
Absolutely. I think we are weeks away. I think we've got a early June target right now for resolution of the impact of school aid fund on the iGaming bills. Once that's resolved, I think we'll see the House turn that package out, and once that happens, we'll take it right up in the Senate, because timeline-wise here, we need to get this package done before by early fall, late summer, in order for plans to be made for the coming horse racing season.
In other words, if the House package passed and came over to the Senate, it would include the substance of your bill, Senate Bill 12, in it for horse racing, and you'd be satisfied with having that pass instead of Senate Bill 12 if it came to that.
Absolutely. My goal is not to own this bill, if you will, as much as it is to provide the opportunities that Michigan horse racing needs to come back and flourish in our state.
Yeah, well, listen, I wish we could talk some more about this, but good luck to you, because horse racing definitely needs some help in Michigan. It's been beaten down to almost nothing. One track left, and you're the savior, riding to the rescue. Senator Dan Lauwers.
Let's hope for success.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.